This is the most insane catch I've ever seen my whole time playing this game. I really can't believe this happened. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everybody watching. This is Nick here, and today I have a really cool video for you guys. Last night, something magical happened. I got super lucky when I was fishing, and this is by far my most insane catch that I've ever gotten in this game, and honestly, the most insane one that I've ever seen as well. You've seen the title and thumbnail already. I got a mythic bluefish as a Midas mutation, but not only is that crazy by itself, it was a double catch. That is so incredibly lucky that I just had to make a video to share this with you guys. So last night I was actually just working on the index and slowly grinding towards Dolphin's Chariot, and I was fishing at Shadow Isles to get a few variations that I needed, which I did. I actually got 2 new variations while I was fishing, but I also got the insane Midas fish from this as well. This is the mythic bluefish, and if I scroll down you can see that I now have it as a part of my index. I don't know if you guys understand just how rare this actually is. I'm going to try to break down the chances of actually getting this. Getting a Midas fish already in itself is very hard. There's only a few ways that exist in the game for you to increase your chances of getting a Midas fish. The first one is probably what everybody knows. That's going to be the transmutation token, which for a price of 1 million coins each token and a maximum of 5 purchases in the bait shop, this gives you a 1 in 100,000 chance to be able to catch a Midas fish, and it only lasts for 30 minutes at a time. Another way to boost your Midas chance is by using the Cephalo rod. This rod also gives a 1 in 100,000 chance of catching a Midas, and I believe the final way to boost your Midas chance is by having the Dolphin's Chariot, which I do not have, and that also gives a 1 in 100,000 chance to catch a Midas fish, but that only applies to the owner of the boat, not everyone fishing on it. So getting a Midas on any fish is already really rare by itself, but not only was it a Midas fish, it was also on the best fish in that entire island. Technically the best fish. I mean, there's 2 mythics on this island. One is the bluefish and the other is the dragonfish, but the dragonfish is only caught in the special fishing area for Shadow Isles, which I was not fishing in. I was just fishing around the island itself. So I got lucky enough for it to be a mythic fish as a Midas mutation, which is the best in the entire game. But it gets even crazier. It was a double catch, which I have a 30% chance of that happening to any fish I catch. And if you're wondering how I got the double catch, it's from this game pass right here, and in the description it says 30% chance of catching 2 of the same fish. So I got a mythic fish, which is the best rarity technically besides exotics. I got it as a Midas mutation, which is a 1 in 100,000 chance because I was only using the Cephalo rod. I wasn't using any tokens or anything else that boosts my Midas chance, and it just so happened to be a double catch, which is a 30% chance of that happening. I don't know how to do the math to find out the exact chances of all that stuff occurring. If any of you math buffs in the comments want to try and figure it out, that would be really cool, and I will pin your comment and appreciate it because I'm really curious on the actual percentage chance of something like this occurring, because it's just so rare and it happens so little that the percent chance of this happening has to be so incredibly low. But let me show you my exact setup and how I was able to obtain this fish. I was using the Mary Ann boat. Not that this really helps at all for getting Midas fish, but it did increase my rarity chance, which does help me get something like a mythic fish a lot easier, which this definitely played a role in me getting the Midas mutation on that specific fish. And like I mentioned previously, I was using the Cephalo rod, which does give me that 1 in 100,000 chance of the Midas fish being caught. And I was also using high quality bait, which again doesn't affect Midas chance at all, but it does slightly increase my rarity chance and my chance for baby and huge fish. So that's why I was using it, just for index purposes, not to try and get a Midas. If I was specifically going for a Midas fish, I would have used a transmutation token, but again, that's just not what I was even focusing on. I was just lucky enough for this to actually happen. So this is definitely going to be a new and probably best addition to my aquarium. So I'm going to add these guys in right right now, and you might be noticing as well that I have 2 Midas piranhas, and that's actually because something like this has happened to me in the past. I never made a video on it, but I did make a post about it, how I did get a legendary piranha Midas as a double catch as well, which is also insanely rare, but not quite as rare as what I caught today. I don't know why I didn't make a video about it back then. I probably should have, because that is pretty insane, but I figured that I'd just mention it to you guys now. And let's just take a look at my tank. I'm actually starting to build up quite a bit of Midas in my one tank. Eventually, my goal is to fill this up completely with Midas fish. I do now have a total of 6, which is really cool, but it is going to take me quite a lot more time to be able to finish this. This was a really awesome and lucky catch that I just wanted to share with you guys, and I wanted to also share my setup and how I was able to obtain this fish, and how you guys are also able to obtain this if you want to try and go after it. I'm not saying you're gonna have any success with my setup, because at the end of the day, it does come down to just luck. It is a very low chance to catch a Midas fish, especially when you don't have something like Cephalo Rod and you're only relying on transmutation tokens. It's going to be extremely hard, but it is possible, and you can have some pretty insane stuff happen, like how it happened to me last night. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this interesting or helpful in any way, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and comment down below, have you received any Midas fish yet? And if so, which ones? But thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Should I still fly? Can you make your mind?